Reactorama with FordOhhFord.
All right, y'all. Welcome back to another reaction, man. And on today, shout out to Clayton Crowley for the video again. We're making the case on the 1986 Boston Celtics. Now, this team was a powerhouse, you know. Of course, Larry Legend, Larry Bird, along with Kevin McHale, Robert Parish, Danny Ainge, I think, was on this team. Was Bill Walton there? I'm not too sure if Bill Walton was there just yet. Dennis Johnson, maybe. Anyways, I'm rambling too much, man. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe right now, man. All the old school basketball content, more Larry Bird videos, all here for y'all. All right? Go ahead, like it up, like it up, like it up. I'm going to quit yapping. Let's get to reacting, shall we?
What's the goal of basketball? To win, right? But not just to win individual games.
Let's start it over because that was low as hell.
Basketball. To win.
What's the goal of basketball?
What's the goal of basketball?
There we go.
To win, right? But not just to win individual games. The ultimate goal is to win a championship.
Yeah.
Of course, basketball is a team sport. Championships are won by the most complete, most inspired team. Every champion deserves credit, but the question on my mind is, who's the greatest team of all time? With apologies to Bill and Wilt, I have a list of 8 teams since 1970 that I want to look at as having a claim to that distinction. It is a loaded question, and one that I ultimately can't answer. Is it the teams that were frontrunners from beginning to end? The ones who were unbeatable at their peak? Maybe the ones who tapped into something special and overcame countless obstacles. There is no right answer. It's your job to make your own call. And it's my job to make the case.
Okay.
So today, I'll be making the case for the 1986 Boston Celtics as the greatest basketball team of all time.
Damn. All right, now look, there are a lot of great basketball teams, right? We have the 72-10 Chicago Bulls. That is still on record for the best overall season for a team, right? Of course, we know about the 73-9 Golden State Warriors. They just fell short Game 7. LeBron wanted it more for Cleveland, respectfully. But in this case, let's see what the 1986 Boston Celtics were all about, bro. Let's tap in.
Some quick background. In the 1985 NBA Finals, the Los Angeles Lakers defeated the Celtics behind the heroic efforts of Magic Johnson and Finals MVP Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Yeah.
It was the first time in history that the Lakers had defeated the Celtics in the finals, going back as far as 1959. In the ensuing offseason, the Celtics made key roster moves, licked their wounds, then rattled off a league-high 67 wins on their way to raising the franchise's 16th championship banner.
Woo.
Their 67-15 record stands as the best record in Celtics history, and their 15-3 playoff record serves as a testament to their aptitude on both ends of the court.
Hold on, let me move my camera this way so y'all can see what's good. Let me see. Damn, put this in perspective though, chat. Like 67-15 regular season, 15-3 in the playoffs. They won and raised banner number 16, as Clayton just said. Damn. Offensive rating, defensive rating, points per game, opponent points per game, field goal percentage, 3-point percentage. This is all solid numbers and all top 10, it looks like, for this season. So normally, if you got a top 5 offense and defense, you winning the chip, bro. Normally, keyword. But this is impressive, y'all. For real, for real. This is super impressive.
They trotted out the original Big Three of Robert Parish, Kevin McHale, and the immortal Larry Bird, a dynamic backcourt of Dennis Johnson and Danny Ainge,
Yes.
and boasted a talented bench anchored by former league MVP Bill Walton.
Yes. Shout out that boy Rick Carlisle. Y'all don't know, that's the Indiana Pacers head coach currently. And Larry Legend is what? Basketball operations president of the Indiana Pacers. Rest in peace, Bill Walton. Danny Ainge is with Utah, I think, right now, doing their presidential operations. Kevin McHale used to coach the Timberwolves. Shit crazy, bro. This is a stacked Hall of Fame roster. That's crazy.
Now, before we go any further, I want to reach out to some of you out there. Some of you might be a little jaded about this team, and that's because some of the most prominent and influential figures in sports media were around for and swear by this team. Your Bill Simmons, your Jackie McMullins, your Bob Bryans, they all have a connection to this squad in some way or another, so the discourse around the '86 Celtics has always had a certain amount of Boston-centric bias.
That's real, because like my people that are subscribed to me in the '80s on my YouTube, they mostly watched Larry Legend and his career, and they always rave about this team. So, hey, if you were able to see these folks live, it makes sense on why you rave that they're the best all time. It makes sense.
I want you to know that I have no such bias. I was born and raised in Kansas. I don't give a shit about Boston. Dunkin' Donuts can go to hell as far as I'm concerned. And I'm here to tell you that just because those writers were a little bit biased doesn't mean that they're wrong. With that said, where else do we start with the '86 Celtics than with Larry Bird?
Of course.
1986 saw Bird take home his third straight MVP, joining the historic company of just Wilt Chamberlain and Bill Russell.
Nice.
Never before had a forward submitted a better season than Bird's 7th campaign. He slapped up a 26, 10-7, and was decimal points away from submitting a 50, 40, 90 season. The man had a superlative basketball IQ and remains, for my money, the clutchest player to ever put leather through nylon.
Yes.
He had a blend of all-around skills that began garnering him GOAT talk from people like Bob Cousy and Jerry West.
Facts, bro. I don't know if y'all know Pat Riley, president of operations of the Miami Heat, but he was once the coach of the Showtime Los Angeles Lakers with Magic, Kareem, James Worthy, Coop. You know what I'm saying? He has a famous quote that says, if I wanted somebody to take a shot to win the game, it'll be Michael Jordan. But if I wanted somebody to take a shot to save my life, it'll be Larry Bird. Now, that just goes to show you the definition of clutch. You dig?
His tenacity on the boards defied his 6'9" frame. His creativity was tantamount to Tesla. And his infectious passing gave the team an identity that remains as impressive and timeless now, some 35 years later, as it was back then. He finished the season ranked 7th in rebounds, 4th in points, 13th in assists, 8th in steals, and 2nd in minutes played. So elevated was his level of play that he admitted to getting bored in games and looking for ways to entertain himself.
Hold on, let me hear that again.
Level of 8th in steals and 7th in rebounds years later, as it was back then. He finished the season ranked 7th in rebounds, 4th in points, 13th in assists, 8th in steals, and 2nd in minutes played.
Damn.
So elevated was his level of play that he admitted to getting bored in games and looking for ways to entertain himself, like taking increasingly ridiculous shots or playing portions of games left-handed. At the other forward spot was Kevin McHale.
Yeah.
After back-to-back 6th Man of the Year awards as a super sub, '86 was McHale's first season as a starter, and he immediately began producing at an all-NBA level. With his 6'10" height and unsettlingly long limbs, McHale earned a reputation as one of the great two-way players in the league. Defensively, he was mobile and springy enough to move with quicker swingmen, while being long and strong enough to contest interior scorers.
Oh, give me that.
Offensively, there's a reason that Olajuwon and McHale are the two names that get mentioned whenever someone talks about post players. Opponents trapped in McHale's torture chamber
Damn, that was crazy.
were subjected to an array of moves that left them confounded, wondering where on earth the man went and how the hell he'd gotten there. You never knew what he was going to throw at you. He'd combine fakes into an up and under, pivot into an uncontestable fallaway, or whatever else struck his fancy. It's
That is
still
crazy,
striking to
bruh.
see him twist and wind through defenders with his moves the same way Kyrie Irving splits defenders with his handle.
Exactly.
Averaging 21 points
That's
and 8
crazy.
rebounds a game on an otherworldly 57% field goal percentage, McHale was a luxury for Boston.
Hey, that follow-away shot is his move, bro. Kicking the left leg out, shooting right-handed. That shit's special to me. I ain't gonna lie.
He would take
Give me
on
that.
the toughest defensive assignment, allowing Bird to roam, and scored with enough efficiency and volume that his counterpart never had to carry the full offensive burden.
Real one.
Rounding out the big three was the man in the middle,
Yeah.
the Chief, Robert Parish. As the unsung hero of the team, Parish doesn't get talked about nearly as much as Bird and McHale,
Right.
but make no mistake, the Chief was dangerous.
Yes, he was.
Keeping in mind that these stats don't include Bill Russell because of a lack of recorded statistics, Parish is still the Celtics' all-time leader in offensive rebounds, defensive rebounds, blocks, and is still the NBA's leader in games played.
Damn. I didn't know that at all. That's hard though. But like Clayton said, had they recorded all of these stats back in Bill Russell's era, Bill Russell would have been the all-time leader in all of those minutes and all of those stats, I meant to say, excuse me. That's crazy though.
You could rely on Chief for 16 and 10 with Duncan-esque consistency.
Yes.
The man was always in shape and feasted on opposing defenses simply by outrunning them.
Come on now.
God only knows how many points he scored because he hustled his way down the court, setting up easy outlet passes. He shot well from the field, was a good free throw shooter, had a reliable jumper,
Yes.
defended, rebounded, set Steven Adams-like picks, and did all the little things. There wasn't a ton of room for heroics on such a loaded roster, so you couldn't count on Parish jumping out at you with a 39-point game, but he embraced being the third option the same way Scottie Pippen embraced being the second.
Nice.
Never forget that Robert Parish held his own in the age of giants against Ralph Sampson, Elijah Kareem, Moses, Ewing of giants.
That boy
Against
running the
Ralph
break.
Sampson, Elijah Kareem, Moses, Ewing, and the rest of them.
That's
At point
tough.
guard was Dennis Johnson,
Dennis,
one of
rest
the
in
most
peace, man.
underrated players ever.
Yes.
That's a video for another time, though. For the Celtics, DJ fulfilled his role as the best defensive guard of his era.
Yes.
With 9 straight all-defensive selections from 79 to 87,
Give me that.
only Kobe made more all-defensive teams as a guard.
Wow.
He was the best matchup on Magic of any player in the league, set the table for everyone on his team, and consistently came through in money time.
Yes.
He and Bird had what some refer to as a telepathic connection, making tight wire action between them routine. He was the ringleader of the squad, and Bird still calls him the best player he ever played with.
Damn. Okay.
At the other guard was Danny Ainge,
Yeah.
a reliable double-digit scorer and wily little rascal that thrived on riling up the
Yeah.
opposition and getting under their skin.
Yeah.
Ainge was also one of the great shooters of the era and went on to demolish the single-season three-point record in 1988.
Ooh.
A talented multi-sport athlete, Ainge remains the only high schooler to be named a first-team All-American in football, baseball, and basketball.
Come on. Best athlete of all time?
And coming off the bench was the Celtics' secret weapon,
Yeah,
Bill Walton.
Rest in peace.
Drafted first overall by the Portland Trailblazers in 1974, Walton had a transcendent stretch of basketball in the late 70s, guiding the Blazers to the NBA championship in 77 and winning league MVP in 78.
Nice.
Injuries derailed his career at the end of his 78 season, though, and he played in just 14 games over the next 4 seasons.
Damn.
By
bruh.
86, Walton was a liability and a shell of the player he once was. Looking for redemption and one more chance to be a part of something special, he called Red Auerbach to see if the Celtics would be interested in trading for him. The deal went through, though health still remained the biggest question on everyone's mind. Could his body withstand the grueling championship campaign these Celtics were setting out on?
Right.
Well, in the 100 games that the Celtics played that season, Walton played in 96 of them.
Beautiful.
He won the 6th Man of the Year award
Yes.
thanks to his size, smarts, rebounding ability, and defensive instincts.
That's
He was
good,
still
bro.
every bit of the best passing big man ever, and found a kindred spirit in Bird who
Hold on. I gotta show you what the bottom of the screen said.
smarts, rebounding ability, and defensive instincts. He was still every bit of the best passing big man ever.
Really? Y'all see that? Or at least until Jokic. Which is facts, though. Stop playing with him.
And found a kindred spirit in Bird who also reveled in elevating the talent level of his teammates and in the fine details of basketball. To boot, Walton added an Andy Bernard dynamic to the team. He had had his good old days and seen them drain through his fingers. Yet here he was, once again, with a chance to be a part of something historic, completely aware and appreciative of the fact that this was and would always be the good old days of Celtics basketball. In all, the roster touted 5 Hall of Famers.
Yes.
5. A whole lineup. And every starter on the team was a double-digit scorer. They gelled together to form a hive mind presence, assimilating into nothing short of Bird's brainchild. If Bird were cutting, DJ would put the ball where it was supposed to be the second it was supposed to be there.
As it's supposed to
If
be.
McHale was rolling on some poor soul in the post and got doubled, Ainge would be in the perfect place for a kickout. If Parish got open down the court, you could bet that the ball would find him. Emulating Bird's all-around prowess, the Celtics could beat you in any which way.
Nice.
Whatever you did, they did better. If you had a speedy, heady guard, you had the pleasure of being locked down by Dennis Johnson.
Woo.
If your calling card was your big men, you had to contend with the greatest front court of all time. Not razor sharp defensively,
Damn.
the hive mind will beat you into a pulp with their passing.
Hold on. Is this the greatest front court of all time? Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parish. I'm really thinking because I really don't know. All 3 of them are effective in every way. And they're all Hall of Famers. We're not just talking big 3. We're talking front court. So the small forward, the power forward, the center. I don't think there's another 3 in the front court that is better than Larry, Kevin, and Robert. Damn, that's crazy. Appreciate you letting me know that, Clayton. Damn. What y'all think? Comment that in the comment, please.
Your offense isn't clicking on every conceivable cylinder. You would be swarmed, you would turn the ball over, and every shot you took would be smothered.
Give me that.
And if you let the game stay close down the stretch, Larry Bird would put the nails in your coffin. They had answers for everything. They could change their style of play on a whim and excel at it. Bird, Ainge, and backup point guard Jerry Seasting were all dead-eye shooters.
Come on now.
The big men were some of the best post players to ever play. They could put out an absolutely massive lineup with Bird at the 2, McHale at the 3, and Parish and Walton in the middle. They could go small with no loss of quality with McHale at center and Bird at the 4. Craziest of all, they really wouldn't even need to size up or size down. The 86 Celtics are still one of the only teams in history to be able to play a small ball style with a gargantuan starting lineup. Everyone was mobile enough to push the pace and stay active. Their inside-outside proficiency could space the floor.
Nice.
They could defend and corral nearly all types of scorers, and their passing would carve defenses to shreds, all without giving up an inch.
Talk about ball movement, man.
If we're checking boxes, the Boston Garden in the 1980s was the best home court in sports. Already some 50 years old, the dingy dungeon halls of the Garden had been host to some of the greatest players and moments in sports history, offering comfort to its allies and peril to its enemies. The crowd was insatiable and earned a reputation for both their devotion and potential for viciousness. The rafters were littered with championship banners and retired numbers in such quantity that they became superfluous. The Celtics took advantage of this and ran with it, not
Superfluous? Is that what you just said?
became superfluous.
Superfluous. One more time. I don't know how to say this word.
With championship banners and retired numbers in such quantity that they became superfluous.
Superfluous. Superfluous definition. Unnecessary. More than enough. Got you.
The Celtics took advantage of this and ran with it, notching a 50-1 home record, including the playoffs.
Oh!
Were they perfect? No. They weren't that athletic, and they had a tendency every now and then to get bored and take their foot off the gas against bad teams. Could they have gotten to 70 or even 72 wins?
Hell yeah!
Sure. And you
Good
can hold that
pass.
against them, but tell me, when we're talking about something as grand as the greatest team of all time, how much do those 3 to 5 regular season games really matter?
Facts, though.
As we established in the beginning of the video, the Celtics lost the '85 finals to the Lakers for the first time in franchise history. The loss stung deep, and members of the team still believe that they let the series get away from them. With a newfound inspiration and the drive to reclaim what they believed was theirs, they tore through the league with one team in mind. The rivalry between the Celtics and the Lakers should need no background.
Right.
Since the days of Jerry West and Elgin
Hey,
Baylor competing
come on,
against
Bill.
Russell and Bob Cousy, the two franchises have defined the NBA within and without. Today, the two franchises account for nearly half of all championships in NBA history.
Yes.
And the rivalry was never more intense than in the 80s, as Magic Johnson and Larry Bird presented their teams and their sport to the world. Since their iconic college basketball championship showdown, the two
1979.
have assumed the role as battling titans, trading blows with one another, daring to push the boundaries of basketball
Oh my
to fit
God.
their own needs and desires. No pass was too extraordinary, no shot too outrageous. And after the Lakers had landed such a damaging blow in the finals, Bird and the Celtics were eager to return the favor. In the two regular season matchups between the two squads, the Celtics came away with victories both times against the defending champs. And while they no doubt enjoyed the bragging rights that this afforded them, their true crusade began in the playoffs.
Nice.
In round one, they found themselves matched up with the 40-win Chicago Bulls and an extraordinary young guard named Michael Jordan.
MJ.
Having missed most of the season with an injured foot, Jordan was eager to assert himself and unleash his latent talents. He did just that. After a 49-point performance in Game 1, Jordan put on a spectacle in Game 2 by
63.
setting the NBA record for most points in a single playoff game with 63. Bird famously described the effort as God disguised as Michael Jordan. It was a glimpse into the future of the NBA and a coming out party for the league's next great star. Ultimately for the series, though, it didn't even matter. The Celtics won both games. Not even such an extraordinary
Whoa, good
performance
pass.
as Jordan's was enough to dent the armor of the Celtics, who then won Game 3 to sweep the series. And after killing God, I can't
Wow.
in the next round, Boston was faced with
Wow. After killing God. Wow. That's what we're doing.
after killing God.
Wow.
I can't say that. In the next round, Boston was
Dominique!
faced with MVP runner-up and the league's leading scorer, Dominique Wilkins, and his Atlanta Hawks. Though
But
the Celtics had won all 4 of the regular season matchups with the Hawks, each contest was decided in the single digits, and most had come down to the final moments. Dominique represented Bird's toughest matchup in the East, with his boundless athleticism and potential for incredible outbursts. The Celtics succeeded in containing him for the most part, though, putting up walls to the lane and closing out on his jump shots.
good pass.
Though they were competitive through the first 3 games, the Hawks were at the mercy of the Celtics and found themselves down 3-0. With Game 4 in Atlanta and a series victory for Boston all but certain, Wilkins and backup point guard Spud Webb caught the
Yeah.
Celtics with their foot off the gas, combining for 58 points and denying them a 4-game sweep. Back in Beantown for Game 5, Bird and company took the opportunity to remind the Hawks, themselves, and the league that this was their year. In one of the great statement games in playoff history, Boston turned an 11-point halftime lead into a 33-point blowout,
Damn.
punctuated by an absurd third quarter in which the Celtics outscored the Hawks 36-6. Defense.
What? No, this man just said 36-6, bro. Oh, hell no, bro. Oh, hell no, bro. You only put up 6 points as a team for 12 minutes? Oh my gosh. That's not even the kicker. You allow 36 points after only putting up 6. Wow. Oh, hell no. We forfeiting that game. Fuck that.
Quarter in which the Celtics outscored the Hawks 36-6.
That is embarrassing, bro. Oh, but there has been worse embarrassment. Trust me. Way worse than this. Just to be fair.
Defense turned into offense. Offense turned into more offense. And by the end of the period, the crowd was bursting with supreme confidence in their team.
They just can't believe what has happened to them.
Beat LA.
Trying to chant beat LA. A little premature.
The Celtics were a team of destiny, and the Garden knew it.
We will not be denied. Wow.
Boston then easily dispatched a 57-win Bucks team in the Eastern Conference Finals. Though in fairness, Sidney Moncrief had sustained a hobbling foot injury earlier in the playoffs.
Yeah.
He missed Game 1 and was ultimately held in check by the Celtics, who took the series in 4 games.
Sweet.
Would a healthy Moncrief have made a difference?
Not
Unquestionably.
really.
Would the Celtics have swept the Bucks? I think it's unlikely.
I mean, I think it is likely, bro. I mean, other than Terry Cummings, I think, was on this team during that time as well. With Sidney Moncrief on the Bucks. Of course, there's no Lou Alcindor because he became Kareem Abdul-Jabbar playing on the Lakers during this time. So, yeah. Other than those two, why not the 86 Celtics sweeping the Bucks? Why not? I don't see why not. 5 Hall of Famers. That start. Plus you got one on the bench. You feel me? Like, why not?
But would they still have won the series and advanced to their 3rd straight finals? Yes.
Of course.
In any case, the Celtics were now 4 wins away from capturing their championship and submitting their application to the all-time team discussion. All they needed was a worthy opponent. And they got one, though it wasn't the one they were expecting. That's because the defending champion Lakers had been upset in just 5 games by the upstart Houston Rockets and their mammoth combination of big men, 7'4" Ralph Sampson and 7-foot Akeem Olajuwon. And they intended to prove that their victory over the Lakers had been no fluke. After 2 Celtic victories in Boston, the series moved to Houston for the next 3 games. Here, the Rockets put their foot down and showed a resilience not yet seen against these Celtics, earning the respect of the basketball-watching public.
Whoa.
They won Game 3 by 2 points, helped in large part to Sampson's 24-point, 22-rebound performance. Still against the ropes, though, they faltered in Game 4, suffering a 3-point defeat. With a 3-1 series lead through the first 4 games, the Celtics were on the brink of their destiny. They'd been able to mitigate the Rockets' size advantage on the boards, though the 23-year-old Olajuwon had succeeded in making himself known as an intimidating and impressive young talent.
For real.
With Boston looking to close out their season with a championship in Game 5, Olajuwon played an inspired game with 34 points, 14 rebounds, and 8 blocks. The Rockets won and ensured that no championship would be hoisted on Houston's home floor, but not before damning their championship chances. Just into the second quarter of the game, Sampson had gotten a mismatch on 6'1" Jerry Seasting. After some pushing and jostling for position, Sampson turned around and delivered 2 quick, heavy blows to Seasting, igniting a bench-clearing altercation. Sampson was...
wait a minute. Oh, damn. Oh, wait.
Pushing and jostling for position, Sampson turned around and delivered 2 quick, heavy blows to Seasting, igniting a bench-clearing altercation.
Oh, my God.
Sampson was subsequently ejected from the game, though Olajuwon did carry the Rockets to a victory and forced a trip back to Boston.
Oh my
The
God.
Celtics were pissed. They were pissed that they'd let that game get away from them. They were pissed that they'd let Houston keep the series alive. And they were pissed that Sampson had squared off against a player over whom he had a 15-inch height advantage.
Real talk, though. That was my next point. Like, yo, this man's head is damn near at your chest. You getting intimidated by him? He has no other option but to push and shove your tall, strong ass. You're 7'4". He's probably like 6'5". Come on, man. 6'3", 6'4", 6 foot for all I could give a fuck. Come on. He has no other option but to push you. You ain't finna bully the nigga. What? He got heart. Then you want to turn around and punch his ass. Oh my God, bro. That was crazy.
At practice the day before Game 6, the players worked themselves into such a feverish lather, playing with so much physicality, that head coach Casey Jones had to call off practice. The Garden was no different. The fans were delirious, setting a new kind of record for malevolent trash talk, with most of their attention focused on the imposing...
What'd I say?
New kind of record for malevolent trash talk.
Samson, you've met your Delilah.
With most of their attention focused on the imposing Rockets center. The team and their fans wanted to win, to claim their rightful place at the height of the sport, and they wanted to make the Rockets regret the day they ever messed with the Boston Celtics. And the instrument for that righteous fury was none other than Larry Bird.
Of course.
For one game, Larry Bird played a different sport in what has been described and immortalized in many different ways as the greatest game he ever played.
Yes.
At first glance, you notice his box score wasn't all that sensational. 29 points, 11 rebounds, 12 assists on 47% shooting. He didn't score 60, it wasn't a near quadruple double, and he hit no buzzer beaters. But you only have to watch the game to see that he was, in classic Bird fashion, everywhere, doing everything, at all times.
Literally.
Disrupting passing lanes, finding his teammates, even winning a jump ball against Olajuwon. He was the king, and basketball was his kingdom. The Celtics walked out with a comfortable 17-point victory as world champions, with Bird remarking himself that it was the best performance of his career, the only one that he ever felt totally prepared for. Afterwards, Red Auerbach blessed the team as one of, if not the, greatest he'd ever seen. To recap, you take one of the most talented starting fives ever, composed of the greatest front court of all time, with the greatest forward tandem to ever play basketball, and watch them eviscerate their opponents with stifling two-way play, dazzling passes, suffocating defense, exquisite shooting, and sublime post-play. They win more games than have ever been won by their illustrious club, and proceed to rampage their way to a championship, culminating in the best game in the career of one of basketball's most brilliant talents. The Boston Garden stands no more. Demolished in 1998 after 70 years of service and replaced with a building with air conditioning. I'll never get to see it, never get to ask the walls my questions, nor gag down a Sam Adams surrounded by insufferable Boston sports fans. Among the distinguished teams that called the parquet floor home, one stands alone. And if those walls were still around, if that floor could talk, I know what I'd ask them. And I think I already know the answer they'd give. They'd tell me that the 1986 Boston Celtics were the greatest basketball team of all time.
Okay. What y'all think, chat? What y'all think, man? Video done? Yeah. What y'all think, man? Comment in the comment section what y'all think. If the 1986 Celtics were the best team in basketball, don't be scared. Tell me in the comment section. Or you comment what was your favorite or your vote for the best team in NBA history, bro. Once again, making the case for the 1986 Celtics being the best team of all time. Shout out Clayton Crowley for the video once again. And I'll catch y'all on the flip ski. Peace out.